Welcome back. What's going on? Today, we're going to review Google Cloud Security Professional Certificate. This certificate is not new. It has a precedent, but it has been updated and upgraded to include new courses, new specializations. This certificate is a professional certificate officially from Google, right? Uh, so don't be duped that someone might tell you the course that the professional certificate is not recognized. No one gives a consideration to the certificate since it is from Coursera. Well, first for starters, Coursera is recognized, and some universities acknowledge Coursera courses for credits. So second, the course is, as you can see, offered by Google Cloud. So you get professional certificate from Google. Now, the certificate is for those who are looking for, looking to gain experience in the field of cloud security, especially in Google Cloud. So if you go down, of course, it is paid. It is not free. And the composition of the course or the breakdown of the course, if we go down, so let's break it down from an insider view, right? So we go here. Okay. So when you first enroll, you get 7 courses, right? The first course is Cloud Platform Fundamentals. The second course is Networking in Google Cloud, Defining and Implementing Networks. This third is it's an not advanced, it's an extension to the first network course. It talks about hybrid connectivity and network management. The fourth course is it gives you some introduction on managing the security aspects and features offered in Google Cloud. The fifth course is the best security practices if you're looking to deploy your websites, applications, or projects in Google Cloud. It gives you some best practices to adhere to if you want if security is a consideration in your design. The sixth course is looking into how to migrate vulnerabilities for websites and the project in Google Cloud. The seventh course is hands-on labs in Google Cloud for security engineers. Now, every every one of these contains labs. That's what makes the cert stands out. So everything here, there's lab and not everything is theoretical actually. So let's take a look at everyone. Now, before taking a look, does the cert land you a job? Well, if you are looking, or if the company you're applying for uses they use Google Cloud for their projects, websites, and applications, and you have this cert, I'm not going to say you're going to land a job, because landing a job has several factors other than holding a cert. So holding a cert doesn't recognize that you will definitely land a job. Holding a cert is one factor of nailing the job, right? You have the experience, you have the interview, you have the company policy, you have what are they looking for? What are they looking to gain from you, right? So there are many factors to land a job, but the cert check marks the first factor. If the company uses Google Cloud and they want an expert or someone who can implement security in the Google Cloud products, most probably you will handle all of the Google Cloud projects. You will be in a team where you will handle some aspects in their Google Cloud projects, right? Okay, so does the cert give you an opportunity, increase your chances of landing a job where the job requires an experience in Google Cloud? Yes. To whom this cert? This cert is for system admins, network engineers, those who are getting started or would like to extend their security knowledge in the Google, to cover Google Cloud products. Okay, so this is an intro about the cert. Now let's take a look at every course. The first course is fundamentals, as you can see. The first week, every course consists of only 1 or 2 weeks, right? But every week has many things to catch on. So basically here you get the videos to gain theoretical knowledge, and if you go down, as you can see, you have quizzes. Technically, the first course doesn't have much labs, as you can see, only quizzes, and videos. And to pass, you have to pass all the quizzes. There are some labs, as you can see, getting started with Google Cloud Marketplace. So let's take a look at one of them. Let's take a look at this. So the labs, if you check on that and click on Open Tool, so here is the lab. This lab talks about SQL and Cloud SQL. So you click on Start Lab and you will be given access to do the lab. If you go down, the labs are very simple, not complicated. It doesn't require you to, it doesn't ask you to perform some instructions, right, on Google Cloud without any guidance. There's full guidance here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they give you the commands to apply. All you have to do is to read, understand, and apply the comments. That's what you need to do actually. Check on the progress. Let's click X on this, go back. So the first course is an intro to Google Cloud Platform, right? It gives you an introduction to Cloud SQL. Let's have a look on Google Cloud here. Let's take a login view here. So logged in view. So we click on that, for example. You go here. So if you click on Start Lab, so we click on Open Console, and from here we copy the username and password. As you can see, we copy them, use another account. Next, password. Click on Accept, confirm. And you can see here you are logged in to Google Cloud Platform. Click on Agree to the terms of service, and you're given access. This is the Google Cloud. I suppose that if you are taking this course or this professional certificates, I suppose that you have heard and used Google Cloud before. So it's not going to be something like you haven't heard of it. So basically, this lab talks about getting started with BigQuery. So here, for example, we go down, here we understand the instructions. For example, here it's saying to navigation menu, click BigQuery and click down. All right, creation of a new data set. So we go here to BigQuery, go down. What was BigQuery? So BigQuery is it was somewhere big table data store. Should be here somewhere here. File store. I always struggle to find this BigQuery. All right, it's better to write query. So here you are in BigQuery, and you can then follow the instructions, create a data set, and complete the instructions here. So basically, the first course, as you can see, it gives you an introduction to every feature, to every aspect of Google Cloud. So you'll be introduced to application engine, how you can host your applications and projects on the application engine, compute engine for managing your websites and instance virtual machines, Kubernetes, and here if you go down to data, and here you can see the databases, the big table, if you are willing to do some storage of big databases like I don't have specific examples, but it is not for the websites or applications. You can use that for analytical purposes. for analyzing finance data whatsoever. It's like BigQuery, but there is some difference between them. You have the Cloud Spanner, SQL, and here is the networking part, the VPC networks, where you can create networks with separate subnets, firewall rules. This is the first course, what you're going to get out of it. Okay, so we click on this. Now the second course is networking in Google Cloud, defining and implementing networks, and the third is hyperconnectivity and network management. These two courses are, they are new. They have been added to the specialization. And by the way, the specialization or the professional certificate is not new. Previously, or the previous version was, if I go down here, okay, this is the old version, security in Google Cloud Platform. Now, they have upgraded the certificate and added two courses that have big emphasis on networking actually. So the first one and the second one, you will gain so much valuable insights on how networks work in Google Cloud. So let's review the first one. So here you have 2 weeks, and every week you have like 5 to 6 labs to complete. So as you can see here, this is getting started with VPC networks, and here working with multiple VPC networks. By the way, VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It's like you have a network, and this network consists of subnets, where each subnet is in different region across the world, like in USA. So for example, you have 2 networks, and each network has like 5 subnets, where each subnet exists on Europe and some parts of Europe, some parts of USA, some parts of Asia. Something very cool, you will learn about this. Here, controlling access to VPC networks, and the quiz. Second week, configuring VPC network peering if you have 2 VPC peering where you have one project in one network. For example, one project in USA and one project in the other parts of USA. And technically, these two networks cannot communicate with each other. If you want them to communicate, you have to set up something called network peering. Here we have configuring a HTTP load balancer with a cloud armor. Here, if you have a website hosted on a virtual machine, for example, here we have, let's go down. If you have a website as a virtual machine VM instances, here, this lab teaches you how to put this website behind the load balancer to prevent denial of service attacks. Very cool. Caching cloud storage content with Cloud CDN. Well, this is if you're looking to speed up your website and use Google Cloud CDN, so you learn how to do that in this lab. Going down, configuring an internal load balancer. Well, here if you have some projects and you don't want an outside access, but at the same time you want an internal load balancer, use an internal load balancer here. Quiz, that was it. That's the first part of networking. The third part is hybrid connectivity and network management. It's an extension of this course, but it has some other parts. Let's explore them. So here there is lab dynamic VPN gateways with the cloud routers. So here, if you're looking also to connect VPC networks with each other, and you don't want, for example, here in VM instances, you get public IP address, right? You can. Let me close the lab. You can hear what we can do here. You can connect 2 VPC networks, right, with VM instances, without giving the instances or your websites or your projects a public IP. You can use the cloud routers that use PGP routing to propagate the route paths to your networks. So basically, cloud routers with dynamic VPN gateways do the job. So go down this lab, optimizing network span. Here it gives an introduction on how you will be built on using the network features in Google Cloud. So now the first 4 courses is an intro to Google Cloud. The first 3, 1, 2, 3. The first course start here talking about some security. Let me close that. Okay, so here let's find out The weak one here, we can see something about, so here, VPC network security and monitoring, okay. Labs, no labs in here, just knowledge. It talks about, the Google's approach to security and how if you use Google Cloud, you will have a security model that if you adhere to the security model and use it to its maximum, you will get what you want out of security, let me say. Here also there is no labs, but here Google Admin Console, identity overview, syncing with Active Directory. Here if you have an Active Directory on premises and you want to transfer or move it to Google Cloud, it talks about that. Week 3, Resource Manager and Identity Access Management. Here it talks about some roles and permissions. It's like Active Directory where you have permissions. Here, permissions on the cloud, and permissions are here. So if you go to IAM, and from here you can control who access what on your projects, right? So members, you can click on add. I don't have permission because this is the account from QWeek Labs, so I can't add them. Go down. Okay, you have one lab here to learn how to add users and assign them permissions according to the projects they're assigned to. Week 4, here we have firewall rules. That's the cool part. You configure who and when your website or your project is accessed. Like for example, you configure SSH, ICMP, RDP access to your websites using firewall rules, and also SSL. Has some best practices, and here you can see how you can use the logs to monitor. Okay, 5 best practices. The best practices is a bit extended. So this is the weak one, nothing in here. Go down. VM and API scopes, organization policy. Let's go down. Configuring, using, and auditing VM service accounts and scopes. So basically, service accounts are the accounts that you create here. Oh, I don't have access. Okay. Are the accounts other than your accounts. A service account is an account used by a service in Google Cloud, like your virtual machine could be using a service account. Your application on the app engine could be using a service account. So here you configure how to use a service account and how to audit and assign it permissions. Here, encrypting disks with customer-supplied encryption keys. So here you learn about some encryption. If you have like labs or you have virtual machines or operating systems and you want to encrypt the disk, you learn how to do that, but with your own keys if you have on-premises keys. Week 3, go down. Let me see the labs. Using customer-supplied encryption keys with Google Cloud Storage, you can use Google Cloud Storage, it's like Dropbox storage concept, right? But of course more advanced, to store your encryption keys and also encrypt the content. Creating BigQuery authorized view. This is for, actually, there is no use for BigQuery in this professional certificate. You just get an intro to using BigQuery because BigQuery is required to learn machine learning and artificial intelligence on Google Cloud. Using Cloud Security Scanner to fix vulnerabilities. Here, if you want to scan your vulnerabilities, if you want to scan the vulnerabilities that might exist on your application engine, the application engine is the place in Google Cloud where you host your projects, developments, softwares that you have developed locally. Identity-aware proxy, credentials with secret manager, that's also considered like a password manager. So you can put your passwords and encryption keys in Google Cloud. Use secret manager for this. And here is something about logs. Okay. The 6th one is security vulnerabilities. Here also they talk about using Cloud Scanner and Cloud Armor to mitigate security vulnerabilities for the projects in Google Cloud. configuring traffic blacklisting with the Cloud Armor. Cloud Armor is like, it is considered like, it's not like IPS or IDS. It could be your intrusion prevention system in the cloud, right? You can filter who and when your website or your project could be accessed from the internet. You can configure blacklisting, whitelisting, IP, of course, based on the IP and ports. Week 2, reducing sensitive data with data loss prevention, right? If you have, for example, a finance app hosted in Google Cloud and your customers access some parts of it exposed on the internet, and your employees working on that app or on that software in the Google Cloud, you want to set up a solution that prevents the leak of sensitive data from or to from your application to the internet, right? That's how you do it. Week 3, so this is like logging. It's very simple. And the last one is, this is totally new. It wasn't on the previous version. Hands-on labs in Google Cloud for security engineers. And this one is very cool. You will learn a lot about security in this course. It's all labs. There is no bullshit. There is no videos, just labs. So here, custom roles, configuring permissions, custom permissions. If the permissions in Google Cloud doesn't or don't fit your requirements, you can use the custom roles. You can configure them and add roles that don't exist in the current roles. So here, VPC network peering, we talked about this. Setting up private Kubernetes cluster, right? So for those who work with Kubernetes or clusters and containers, you can learn about how to secure your Kubernetes and clusters in Google Cloud with this hands-on labs. This one and this one here, network policy, and the last one also was about Kubernetes, role-based access control. It is very enjoyable specialization, yet it's very exhausting. The labs aren't simple, although they are guided and the instructions are there. All you have to do is to read and apply, but they are very long. It requires you to read, understand, and apply very carefully. Yes, so in order to gain the professional certificate, you have to go through all of the courses and do the labs, right? Do the labs so that you have hands-on knowledge on using or implementing security in Google Cloud, right? And you have some quizzes, but that's the overall what is required to pass and take the cert of this specialization. So how does the certificate look like? So if you go here, accomplishments, let's take a look at the cert. Go down, where is it? It was somewhere here. Okay, this one. So we click on that. And as you can see here, the cert, this is the logo of Google, and this is the logo of Coursera, and here's this transcript of the courses that were part of the overall professional certificate. Here's a description about it. As you can see, in this professional certificate, learners explored managing identity and access, defining organizational structure and policies, configuring network security, and collecting and analyzing logs in Google Cloud to prepare for the role of cloud security engineer. So upon finishing this professional certificate, you are prepared to be a cloud security engineer, right? And here's the verification of this course if your employer wants to verify that you are actually certified. Yep, so that was it. I hope that was helpful, and see you in the next video. Cheers.